what's up everyone? Happy Thursday on this Sunrise Extra show. Thank you for tuning in. We are talking all things food, all things restaurants, all things phase one dining, and how comfortable you and restaurant workers feel eating indoors, dining indoors versus like sitting on a patio or sitting out in the street or on the sidewalk now that a lot of cities are letting restaurants expand and retail places expand. So that is our question today. You see the poll at the bottom of the page. Chime in. We love reading your live comments as you guys weigh in on this question. So we were asking.
Pretty consistent.
Yeah.
All morning long.
All morning. Most people are getting their food to go.
Yeah.
Versus going into a restaurant and getting their food. So we want to know this story because it started from a Instagram post from a very popular little donut shop over on Northeast Fremont and 47th. It's called Pip's Original Donuts. And they, 4 days ago, he wrote an open letter on Instagram to fellow restaurant owners saying, if you are planning on reopening or currently offering indoor dining service, we ask you to reconsider. And it's basically for the health of restaurant workers, the health of other diners, because once you sit down, you can take your mask off and as to eat and drink, obviously. And that could, aerosol spray and droplets indoors is more dangerous than outside. And so a lot of restaurant owners are weighing in, a lot of customers are weighing in. What do you guys think?
I have not been to a dine-in restaurant since this whole thing started. I personally, my family, not comfortable with that, but I would sit outside, and we have done takeout. And hats off to Pips and the owner. I feel more inclined to support them from here on out, just because I feel like they really are looking out for their people in their little corner of the world. I know everybody makes their own decisions, but I respect that. I mean, that is a devastatingly hard decision to make in some cases. They're trying to do that delicate dance between their livelihood and, their health. Mm-hmm. What about you, Rod?
Well, yesterday I walked in, and then this little sandwich shop, the Brucci's is the name of it, up here at Salmon Creek. I love their food. They do Philly cheesesteaks, and they have great salads, that type of thing. But anyway, they were closed for a long time, period. Weren't doing anything. And now they're reopened, where you can either order online, or you can walk in, order, pick it up, and then take it with you. So I did do that yesterday, and the point of my story is I do feel good when I have an opportunity, even if it's just to go in and order something and take it with me, that I'm supporting these local businesses that are trying to keep themselves going. And the food was great. We have dined in once. We did that the first Friday that it was available here in Clark County. That was, several weeks ago now, about a month ago, and haven't done that since then. I know up here in Clark County, it's still very hit and miss, I think, in terms of the restaurants that have opened for dine-in and the ones that have chosen not to yet.
Mm-hmm. We're getting people weighing in on the stream this morning. Sarah Williams says, yeah, I'm a server. We get mostly to-go orders, and it is horrible for us servers. We are broke and making too much to claim unemployment. Yeah, that's between a rock and a hard place, isn't it? That is tough. Ali Havel also weighing in on our Facebook stream. Good morning, you guys. Takeout is a great option and a safe option for me to be able to visit with my mother and grandmother. Outdoor eating this time of year is great. Fall and winter will be harder, yeah, for sure, as far as that aspect goes. But takeout and eating at home can be fun too.
It's interesting. I'm on the Pips Instagram post where they were asking this, and there are a lot of nurses that are commenting. One woman says, I work in a hospital. I will not be dining out. I order my food to go and get delivery whenever possible. Yes, I want to go sit at a restaurant and enjoy myself, but it's not worth risking others' lives nor my own. And then someone else says, yes, my nursing peeps eating at Pips. Give those nurses a break. Stay home, wear a mask, wash your hands. Another woman saying, I am a nurse and I can't tell you enough how alarming it is that people are simply not taking this seriously. Cases are on the rise. As a healthcare frontline worker, I am nervously watching the numbers, bracing myself for a second wave. Carry out is the only way I will patronize restaurants until this is officially over. I've done both. I've sat outside at a restaurant, and it feels better, when you go there and you sit outside and it was a lovely day and the breeze was coming, and I wore my mask until my drink arrived, until the food arrived. But it feels weird, like, to take it off and to have the servers wearing them. I mean, I feel bad. And I have eaten indoors too, and it again feels weird.
Everything feels weird, doesn't it? It's like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Brenda Curry on our Facebook stream says, I've eaten out a lot lately and find restaurants are doing a great job of being safe, mindful, and service-oriented. And then she gives shout-outs to Jake's, 10 Barrel, Just a Pasta, Kel's Brewery, Higgins. Everything's to go, eat local.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's nice.
I am just really impressed with, like, the ingenuity that places are taking and boy, I was telling you, Brenda, this, I wish I had stock in, like, plexiglass or lucite or something, because those guys are making a mint right now. With all of the barriers. Like, we went to a McMinimans, and between all the booths they had, and somebody had, gone in the workshop and had little wood frames around, like a clear plexiglass barrier, and they made it look nice, and they attached it to each booth so it was, separating everybody out. I got a pedicure for the first time in months the other day, and there's that plexiglass, so when you sit in the pedicure chair.
Not at the restaurant, I hope.
No. Different subject, Rod.
Yeah, that would gross me out even too. But yeah, you sit in the pedicure chair, and there's a space for your feet to go under the plexiglass, but right over that there's a big shield, separating you from the technician. And so it's just been really interesting. I was asking the nail salon owner, I said, so are these, did you order these from a catalog? Like, is there a special company that's like, we're going to do, plexiglass, like, pedicure dividers, and they just stand on the floor? And I don't know. It's just been interesting to see the ingenuity that businesses are bringing.
Shall we put up some of the other? I know we've got some of the comments from people, and we can read a few of those. This is Desiree Miller. If you don't want to eat in, then don't. But don't take that away from other people. Okay. Duly noted. And then John says, only to go for us. It'll be a long, long time before we dine in anywhere. We have another one from Margie. Very few restaurants could sustain outdoor dining year-round. We don't have the climate for it, that is for sure. But indoor dining is a big no for me. And then Miguel says, can't say it feels safe to eat indoors right now. I'm all for outdoor only now, but this fall and winter, big question mark. That's also when round 2 is supposed to happen. It's Russian roulette, really. I know, gosh, we're all in the same boat.
I just feel terrible for a lot of those restaurants, that are just small by design. And thankfully for the Portland Bureau of Transportation, at least, is, I think it was 300 permits that they've handed out, and they're all free to businesses that want to apply for, like, sidewalk space. And there's been some really cool, arrangements of that too. I've seen, like, some really pretty planters as dividers between seats outside into, like, parking strip spaces and sidewalk spaces, and like, even little, like, zip plastic greenhouses that you can sit inside and, like, be in your own little greenhouse bubble.
That's good. Kat Willowwoods Cochran is weighing in. She says, don't feel safe taking kids out to eat, but would eat outside if provided with my husband. We eat outside nightly at home now too. I kind of like our new life as a family.
I love eating outside.
I know, isn't it the best?
It is the best.
It really is. We've been having some mild weather. It's not too hot, not too terribly cold. Sometimes you need a sweater out there lately.
So here's a comment from a server. She says, I am a server in a restaurant, and I'm definitely concerned about taking orders at tables while guests have their masks off.
Don't blame me one bit. And then Sam says, I'm a line cook. We feel very uncomfortable serving customers inside. Can you say, Sam, where you work?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. And and Pips is asking, this would all, obviously be voluntary. if ever the city were to, you know, take away indoor dining again, depending on what happens with the caseloads. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be restaurants that could afford. I don't know if anyone could afford to do it financially, but, you know, for safety and health reasons, to make everyone feel comfortable, just doing outdoor dining.
Yeah, Rob St. Helen says we just barbecue a lot more at home. Chris Attaway says I will eat at any restaurant. Let's see what else. Joshua Madrid says I'm a bartender at Malone Whiskey Library and have been out of work for 4 months. I've been in the industry for 20 years. The thought of eating indoors and putting workers at risk just so I can have a night out is simply not worth it. Order to go food, support local, tip well, and say kind words to the folks working. That is well said, beautifully.
And you know, another headline, you know, that made news yesterday was the city council, at least in Portland, is now capping those app fees. Take so much money. I mean, just even as a customer, you know, like there's a service fee, there's delivery charge, there's like some other type of fee that they use. And by the time, if you could just drive yourself and go get it, you're saving yourself a ton of money, you're saving the restaurant a ton of money. So the city of Portland capped those fees. They charge the restaurant at 10%. Jeez. And Grubhub said Portland is the first city to do something like that. And they also put in a provision that those apps, at least in Portland, cannot take more fees from the drivers in order to make up for that loss. But restaurants were saying they were seeing fees of up to like 35 to 40% of the ticket going to the app. And that's all their profit and some. Rod, I know you were going to read a couple comments that you saw on there too. Yes, he's raising his hand.
Well, Rob St. Helens, by the way, asking if I've gone to McDonald's lately. I go every week, so the answer is always yes to that question. But what I wanted to say was that you know, my brother-in-law lives over in Seoul, and if you ever get a chance to visit Seoul, South Korea, one of the crazy things about their culture, their city, is the delivery is insane. I mean, any food item, big, small, delivered anywhere. But for the most part, I think I'm correct when I say that a large number, if in fact not the majority of the restaurants, that's part of their business plan, where they have their own little fleet of motor scooters and they do their own delivery. And I wonder if we're not going to see that start to take place in our country, which would perhaps be, I don't know if it would be, but you would think maybe that would be a more affordable answer moving forward than the restaurants using these expensive delivery services.
Scooters for everyone.
It works over in Korea for them.
Well, they have pretty tightly packed population density, so I bet that would also, you know, play into that. But depending on where you are, out in Yamhill County, Angela says Newburgh restaurants are doing a great job of having half tables closed. I've eaten indoors a few places. I love all the shout outs that you give. Just Faux You, Black Bear, Tie the Knot. Servers have their masks on.
Tightly packed population. Turn it on Twitter just in case anyone is watching on Twitter. Now I can see your comments. And good morning to Brian Railfan on YouTube. He says, good morning, everyone. Hi, KGW. What do you think, Brian? Are you dining indoors? Should restaurants voluntarily stop indoor dining? Should we let them do what they want? How do you I want to hear more from like the hospitality community. And really, you know, is it like...
Oh, here's one. Did you read Allie Havel? Did you read that one? I don't think so. She works in a grocery store. She said it's been an interesting experience. Customers are respectful for the most part, but many still have problems keeping their mask on to speak to us, etc., and give us problems when told to reposition their masks. Exhausting having to enforce all day long. But for everybody's safety, we'll do it as long as we need to.
Yeah.
And then Connie, good morning to you. She says only comfortable with dining outside.
Yeah.
Rob St. Helens, he makes me laugh. He says you get a scooter and you get a scooter and you get a scooter.
I like it. I love scooters. They're so much easier to park and zip around and like, yeah, I'm all for it, Rod.
I stand on my feet and like, you know, keep my balance. So scooter would be a bad combination.
Did you ride scooters in Seoul, Rod?
No, we did not. But what, you know, what I'm talking about is like there's a Burger King that's down the street, not a McDonald's sadly, but a Burger King. which is okay. But, you know, they have their whole fleet of like a dozen scooters out in front of their restaurant. And you see that time and time again, these little fleets of scooters outside of all these individual restaurants, and the drivers just go all the time.
So they're employees of the Burger King, I guess, then, huh?
Yeah, so again, that's part of
Interesting.
their business plan. They have their own delivery employees.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, they probably don't have as much of a drive-through situation because
There you
most
go.
people don't have cars because it is so tightly packed, so you get it delivered.
Oh
Makes
my gosh,
sense.
look at here. I see Tina Winbolt Lloyd is watching. Hey, we went to high school together.
No way!
Yes, we did. She lives in McMinnville. I mean, I think she still lives in McMinnville. How are things in Mac? What's the restaurant
up, Tina?
situation? Don't just watch.
Tell us a story
Yeah,
about
tell us.
Brenda. Tell us what Brenda was like in high school. That's what I want to know.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure it would be a short story. Oh, let's see. Eric Bradley, we have to support all of the hospitality industry in the best way we can. A great idea is to purchase gift cards from your favorite places. It does not put money in pockets instantly, but brings business back.
Gift cards. Some places are really getting creative with like fun T-shirts and hats of, you know, your favorite pub or restaurant. I've seen some really cool designs that are just like cool clothes, you know, to support different places. Even bars getting like certain hats and stuff. I love that. Dalton, Mexico on Twitter wondering if we dine outside, is it okay to bring your pets? I think it depends on per restaurant.
No, absolutely.
Some places allow it, a lot of breweries. But what has been like your best and worst takeout experience? Like what kind of food does not travel well, you guys?
Oh, what kind of food?
You know what I
does
mean?
well
Like
travel
when you
where-
put it in
I mean,
a
the
box
worst
and then-
experience is always getting the wrong order.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We haven't had a bad one, but I haven't
Getting
been
the wrong
to a
order,
lot
that
of them.
always
Yeah.
just bites.
I'm looking on my Facebook page because I also shared this post asking folks what they think. Mary says, with the increase in cases, it makes good sense to eat outside. And it is summer, perfect time to enjoy an outdoor meal. And Rod, kudos. I saw a couple people saying, thank you for bringing the sunshine. I know it's coming back for a little while, especially next week, which I am off work. So I'm looking forward to that 7-day that you have.
Yeah. Yeah, you want me to say something? Maybe it could be all
have
sunny and
to.
80 plus the last 2 weeks of July.
Yeah,
Almost.
finally.
that's the
I have
way it looks
noticed
right now.
I'm
Yeah,
like
it'd be
craving like a cold, crunchy salad so badly. Because in my experience, ordering a salad, like if it has chicken on it or something, it gets like wilted and it's not like in the box, you know, and then when
It's
you
that
go and
warm,
pick it up,
cold
it's not.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the warm cold and then you close it and it kind of steams in there and it just is like, ugh. So I'm
very
seriously
unappetizing.
craving like someone else making me an awesome salad, and I really miss that. Sushi, I've gotten takeout, and it gets kind of sloshed around in the box, and
Love
like,
sushi.
but I have been craving sushi a lot. We've gotten a couple times, and it's just the takeout has taken forever for sushi for some reason. And yeah, Director Brian says for him too, and. But like, you know, brewery kind of staple things have been the best. Traveling foods? I don't know.
Kim Carlisle Morris says, let the restaurant do what is best for them and safe for their customers. I don't think a flat yes or no is appropriate. Michael says, I think if we're smart, we'll only have outdoor dining and takeout for a good long while.
Yeah, I think it's going to be up to a lot of just individual restaurants. All right, you guys, thank you so much for weighing in. 83% of you still doing takeout only. That is Sunrise Extra. We will see you tomorrow because it's Friday. Yes.